Wanted to pop on here. I love answering questions. So I just thought I would do a Q&A, and what I will also do is replay this sometime, maybe Wednesday or Thursday, and then I'll make sure that I'm checking the comments and the DMs. So I'm curious to know, do you have any questions? What are you looking to accomplish the rest of this year? How can you make 2023 the best year ever? The good news is we still have plenty of time to do the right things in the right order to accomplish those goals. I talk to people every week that don't know what to do, or they may be doing some of the right things, but not in the right order and not at the right time. Now, a lot of people that I speak with on a regular basis, whether they are my coaching clients, my private clients, or potential clients, they're all looking to either get started in in a particular business, like let's say coaching or consulting, or they're looking to scale a business. Like, as an example, if they are a founder and they are looking to scale their business, perhaps gather more investors and be able to launch more products and or services. But what I found is that a lot of people give up too soon with a strategy. Okay. So let's just say, hypothetically, that they are looking to extend their reach and, gain more followers. They've decided that LinkedIn is the great, the best place for them to start from a social media perspective, because they have figured out that their clients are on that, the majority of their clients or potential clients would be on LinkedIn. Okay. So that's a great place to start, but it definitely involves more than people usually think it takes. And there needs to be a specific strategy so that you can actually uh, accomplish your goals. So, what I find is that, like I said, some people are not doing the right things or enough of the right things, and perhaps they could be doing them in the wrong order. So it's important that you have a strategy, obviously, and that you take the right actions and you're consistent with those actions. Now, a lot of the clients that we work with, we provide the services for them. The highest level of service that we provide are the done for them services. Okay, so that works out extremely well for people when they are already thought leaders. A lot of the people we work with are already best-selling authors, or, as I said earlier, they are founders of, let's say, a medical supply or medical products company. Then what that does for them when they hire us is we are able to help them with the social media services, with the marketing and the sales on a fractional basis. So they can focus on what they do best, which would be building their community, building their team per se, working with interested investors, working with legal teams to make sure that their patents and or trademarks are protected. It's a lot easier if they can focus on doing what they do best and then be able to delegate those other services that maybe they don't know how to do, like sales and marketing, as an example. And then it just works out so much better, as opposed to some clients that we have also worked with had tried to do it themselves, or perhaps they hired a different company, which really wasn't tuned into what their goals were, which did not bring a return, and of course leads to a lot of disappointment in some cases. So it's important that like, if you were going to build a house, right? If you've built a house, it's important that you do the steps in the right order so that you can get the outcome that you're seeking. So, does anyone have any questions on what they should be doing if they're looking to grow their business? Maybe you are in sales for a company and it's not even your company, but you've been hired in sales. Do you have any questions as far as what you could be doing to network, or what you could be doing to grow your business? I'd love to know. And like I said, I will check the comments when this live stream is over, and I will answer any questions. You can also just slide over to the DMs and ask me any questions. There was someone that joined one of my live streams a few weeks ago. We were talking about sales and getting super specific about the outcomes, and I was so excited because this person contacted me about 3 days after uh, after the live stream that I'm referring to, and turns out that he closed $7,000 worth of business, which is awesome. He came on, he had a couple questions and related to, how positioning and how to work with people. And I was so happy that he reported that he closed $7,000 worth of additional business as a result of taking action, right? Putting in the work. And that's what I find, that, sometimes people don't know what to do or what to do in the right order. But a lot of times, people just don't want to do the work, or they're willing, like, let's say they're willing to put in another 15 minutes, but not 20. And, that's really not, at least has not been my experience. That kind of a habit, with putting the limits on there, does not always produce the best outcomes. And, if we're going to be in a revenue producing position, whether we're working for another company or we are building our own company or scaling out our own company, we have to be able to really hone in on our habits so that we can learn to do whatever it takes to get those results. Now, that does not mean that we don't take care of ourselves. And we do need to have boundaries. However, what I found is that we have to be able to develop our skill sets so that we're taking consistent action, even if we don't see immediate results. And I can equate this to maybe some health goals or some fitness goals. Because let's say, like for instance, the happy executive, I really was driven to find the happy executive because I believed that we really needed to focus on our health, wealth, and happiness, and really, you know, honing in on those habits that can promote and allow us to have the best health, the best wealth, and of course, unlock the most amount of happiness. Now, that doesn't mean chasing happiness, but that just means unlocking and being the happiest. And in a lot of cases, it's because we're not allowing ourselves to be the happiest. So, related to fitness, I love working out. It's been a part of my life for as long as I can remember. Actually, I even remember before I did team sports, I would always feel like running. Like I might be walking to school or walking back from school with my mom, or maybe we took a walk. But I loved running and I had goals. So I had milestones, like I would maybe walk with her for a while, and then I would want to run to the next corner. And then maybe I would walk with her for a while, and then I would run to the next corner. And I would see how fast I could go. So it's important to have the goals, but it's important to make sure that you're, willing to put in the work, that you can, that you'll make those extra calls or send those other emails. In today's world, we're really fortunate because we have technology that we can use, and we have systems that we can integrate into our businesses to make lead generation a little bit easier, uh, and a lot of other systems that we build out for our clients, of course, that can, of course, send and track the emails and send and track the text messages. However, at the end of the day, it's really, something that does not take the place, that's irreplaceable, is, the human connection. And so, yes, we can utilize technology to make things a little bit easier. We can utilize technology to potentially qualify or have our prospects disqualify themselves. However, at the end of the day, it's still human to human connection, whether or not you're DMing someone, you're talking to someone on a phone, or in my case, I love connecting over Zoom. If it's, we don't have, it doesn't make sense, and we don't have the ability to meet with everybody face to face on a daily basis, because if we're working with people all over the world, you know, it doesn't, being able to help someone, to serve someone, to do business with them doesn't require that, you get on a plane and fly to California every day, or you get on a plane and you fly to Mexico. It really, the technology has really opened up a lot of doors. However, we need to make sure that we are still connecting person to person, and that there is laser lucid clarity on what those prospects, those potential clients of yours, would be able to achieve from an outcome perspective. So understanding, what solutions they're seeking that they don't have, or perhaps, they have problems they have that they don't want. We need to get clear on those outcomes, and then we need to be able to clearly articulate what our services will be able to do to help them achieve those outcomes. So, especially when you're selling higher end services, if they're done with them or done for them, it usually requires a conversation, because it's up to us, the service provider, to be able to do our due diligence and make sure that this would be a wise investment, that this would be a good thing for them to, to dedicate their resources to. Because, like I said, at the end of the day, it's, really what outcomes are they seeking? Where are they in their process of building their business or scaling, launching, and where do they want to go? And then it's up to us to be able to determine, are there any current constraints? What could be holding them back? And is there something that we can do from our team perspective that can make things easier for them? Okay. So send me your questions or post them in the comments. But I'm super, super excited that we'll be able to learn, from each other. And I really would welcome any kind of ideas for certain topics, maybe that you would like me to dive into. I am going to be scheduling a masterclass very soon. I think I'm not exactly sure what the title is going to be, but I am going to schedule either a masterclass or a workshop so that I can dive in a little bit deeper on some of the subjects that I get a lot of questions about. So, if you have a particular topic, usually related to sales or marketing, or of course, anything related to health, wealth, or happiness, I would love to entertain the idea of doing a segment on one of those topics. And I also love to bring in certain specialists so that we can share and all learn from each other. So please do send me any DMs with questions. I'm going to also start scheduling lives ahead of time. I usually do them more last minute, in case you haven't noticed, because it depends on when I wrap up with my coaching calls and any kind of deadlines that I'm working on for my clients. So, because I work with clients all over the world in over 42 countries, sometimes the time difference is is one that doesn't allow me to plan too far in advance. I have a calendar, and I work off of that calendar schedule, of course. But I like to make sure that I get all of my responsibilities completed before I would, jump on a live. So that's why I do a lot last minute, and, just kind of around in between calls, or when I'm finished, because I also do a lot of role play coaching. So when I do role play coaching for one client in particular, uh, I have an assessment and some paperwork that need to be completed. So I like to do that as quickly as possible so that everything is completed, all of the boxes are checked, and then I can move on. I'm not a big multitasker. I only multitask when it's absolutely necessary. So I do like to get my focused work done, so that I don't have to stop and then go back to it. So I hope that makes sense. Okay, so send me your questions. And certainly, if you have any topics that you're curious about that you would enjoy attending a masterclass about, and like I said, it's probably going to be something related to sales and marketing. Uh, so let me know. I hope everyone has a wonderful evening. And I just want to thank you for the many blessings and all of the well wishes and just good thoughts that this community has shared with me. And I think it's super exciting that with the streaming service that I'm able to connect with people on different platforms. I really need to remind myself about that because I was so used to either just doing like a Facebook Live or a LinkedIn Live. But now that I am streaming, I have LinkedIn, Facebook, and YouTube. So thank you, everyone, for all of your support and all of your wonderful ideas. I look forward to connecting with everyone soon. Goodbye, everyone.